Should be.
Good.
All righty, everybody. Welcome to our Talking Real Estate segment with Champions Real Estate team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate Company. We do this every Wednesday about 12 o'clock. Just kind of want to keep you guys up to date on what's going on in the Omaha area real estate market and let you kind of see what's going on. So hope everyone is enjoying the nice hot summer weather that we got, go from 0 to 100, right? So today my name is Mark Wayner II with the Champions Real Estate team. On our Zoom call here today, we have Jeff Peterson, who is with Champions Real Estate team, Rich Howdle, who is also with Champions Real Estate team, and then we have Russ Williams with Arbor Bank, and then we have Kevin Gross with American Home Shield Home Warranty Company. So I'll kind of go over the market, what's going on. Russ can kind of cover the mortgage industry, and then we'll talk to Kevin about home warranties and kind of their, how that incorporates with the real estate transaction. And then even after a real estate transaction. So, most of the time people think about the home warranties, just when you're buying and selling a house, but that's something you can buy at any point in time as you go through that process. So as we go through here, let me share the screen for our market update. So full screen. So as we go through here, we kind of have 460 new listings since last week. New contracts is kind of going, basically the pending listings is about 440. Sold homes has jumped up to 585 from last week. So basically as the COVID-19 kind of has loosened up a little bit, the economy and people going back to work, we're seeing those houses that went under contract about 30 to 45 days ago are now starting to close. So we're still seeing a very active market. Also seeing very low inventory as we move forward here. I'll also pull up a other picture here of kind of what happened over the whole encompassing month. We saw our pending listings in the month of May were up 18%. Here at Berkshire Hathaway, we had over about 1,500 pending listings, which was an all-time high for Berkshire Hathaway, basically here in Omaha in the month of May. So that's one of those things that when people ask how the market's doing, we are doing very well, very active. It's one of the industries here amongst the COVID-19, that didn't really get hit too bad. We had to adjust accordingly, calling audible. We're doing a lot more virtual showings. And as we're doing here, the Zoom meetings and stuff to keep our clients informed, walking through houses and such, going through there. So, what we're also seeing is that from the first quarter of last year to the first quarter of this year, National Association of Realtors, their statistics basically have us at, we have an 8% more affordable houses than last year. So what that kind of attests to is that with interest rates that Russ is going to kind of touch on here in just a second, as those being low, your purchasing power goes up. So the affordability goes up because you can keep your payments where you want them in that aspect of it. So loan demand rose about 6% from last week from the Mortgage Banker Association statistics through there. But and then also what we're also seeing with the low inventory, just talking to other agents here around Berkshire, is that our new construction custom builds are, very high as far as basically those clients the buyers are not finding the homes that they want in the existing market. So they're going out and they're, building a new home. With the cost of money, interest rates being in the low 3%, and those people that have appreciated in their existing homes, that equity is built up so they can put a larger down payment down at a lower monthly payment with that low interest rate. So that's where, the cost of new construction is always going up with the cost of lumber, labor, all that kind of fun stuff. And so now it's kind of offsetting that with the lower interest rates and then people having more money down with that equity that they can bring to the table on those new construction homes. So where we used to see, new construction was always more expensive, the kind of the talk of it is when's the cheapest time to buy new construction? Well, that was yesterday because prices went up, land costs go up, materials, labor, all that kind of fun stuff, all kind of encompasses in there. So that's kind of what's going on in the marketplace from a new construction perspective. So if you're thinking about building a new home, we can help you with that as well. So the biggest thing on that is just finding a lot. And there are plenty of them out there, but making sure the right one. And we're happy to go through and walk around the lot and get you a good one through that. And also on the existing homes, being able to jump on top of the ones that come up. And us being a team, we kind of have some listing of stuff that we may know that are coming up in the next couple weeks or so that we can kind of get you informed on what's going on out there as well. So, and also being here at Berkshire Hathaway with over about 950 agents, we kind of all network and talk to each other about what's going on in the marketplace and what homes are coming up from there, so we can kind of help our clients out. So yeah, Russ, if you want to kind of jump on, get you unmuted and kind of chat about what's going on in the mortgage industry and where we're at from last week. So
yeah, mortgage rates have continued to slide down just a little bit from last week to this week. Part of that's been due to a little bit of improved confidence on the part of investors who are buying mortgage bonds that ultimately drive those rates down. But right now we are sitting at all-time lows for mortgage rates. So for folks that are thinking about financing a home purchase, there is no better time to do it if you are using financed money, as Mark had mentioned earlier, in the event that interest rates do rise, and they will eventually start to rise again. But when they do rise, your purchasing power is going to go down for every dollar of borrowed money you have. Just as a point of reference, if mortgage rates were to rise by only 1% and home values were to rise by only 5%, your purchasing power is going to go down by 18%, meaning that house that today you might be able to purchase for $200,000 for that same payment next year. That's the equivalent of a home price closer to the $150,000, $160,000 price range today. So there's no better time to buy, and finance rates are very low. We are still seeing a little bit of a bottleneck, if you will, in some of the jumbo lending until such time that there's good recovery in the economy. So it's a little harder to find jumbo financing, but the sub $510,400 loan amount range is still very strong. There's still first-time home buyer money out there, both grant and assistance subsidy to help with folks that are just trying to get into their first home. So it's a great time to buy a house.
Yeah, it's just getting that inventory out there and finding that one, and and helping our buyers, from a buying side, be competitive out there in the marketplace. And with that, we'll kind of bring on Kevin, kind of talking about the home warranties. So he's with American Home Shield. So that's one of the companies here that the Berkshire kind of works with. Just kind of from an agent perspective, they're excellent to work with. They do offer for our sellers, when we list a home, complimentary seller's coverage. So basically, the time we sign the listing contract, basically we send that over to Kevin. Kevin basically gets it entered, and they're covered essentially from the time we list it to the time we close. And basically, the only thing expense that they would have is any kind of service deductible, which I believe is $75. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But that's something that if a furnace goes out, or appliance or things of that sort, that's something that Kevin's willing to go through that. Also, in that same category, during a home inspection, if there's anything that American Home Shield will cover, we send that over to Kevin, and Kevin can review it and say, yes, we'll cover this, and for that $75 deductible, that they'll take care of that. So that kind of helps those transactions along smoother. And then from a buying side, that's something that we look at, if, with being competitive in the marketplace, some people may not necessarily choose to ask for repairs on a home inspection or anything like that. But down the road, if that buyer gets that home inspection or gets the home warranty, will help cover some of those major expenses that may come up and, potentially do there. So I guess, Kevin, if you have anything you want to add or talk about.
No, that's great. Thanks for having me on today, guys. Mark went over a lot of the information. So yes, there is seller's coverage that's available to sellers that will cover their home's major systems, right? So it's going to cover your furnace, air conditioner, hot water heater, all your plumbing systems, plumbing lines, sewer lines, your faucets, fixtures, valves that are in your house, then also your electrical system. So your panel, your electrical lines, your switches, and also your outlets. So anytime there's a failure, American Home Shield will send a contractor out. You pay your $75 service fee. We'll send a contractor out to diagnose, and they're going to repair. If it can't be repaired, it'll be replaced. Like many things, there are limitations. So the expectation that, hey, I'm going to pay my $75 service fee and I'm going to get a brand new furnace probably isn't fair. You're going to pay a $75 service fee. If it can't be repaired and it's replaced, the warranty is going to cover probably 95% of that, right? There's going to be some modifications to get that new system to work with the existing ductwork and so forth that isn't covered. And what you're showing right now, Mark, that's our direct to consumer, which is slightly different. So we do also offer warranties to people who are not buying and selling a home. The warranty that you get through yourself, Berkshire Hathaway, or when you're buying or selling, is our real estate product that's slightly different. And you can talk to your real estate professional about those plans and marketing material and get a brochure that explains those plans. So seller's coverage covers the home during the listing. We would pay out up to $2,000, but because of our buying power, it would take 2 major system replacements to ever exhaust that buying power. And then for the home buyers, you're covered for 1 year. So with a home warranty, the idea is just making sure you have a plan, right? If something comes up during that home inspection, what's our plan? If something comes up in that first year that we own our home, if an air conditioner fails, if our furnace fails, what's our plan? Not everybody, especially in that first year of buying a home, has the reserves to pay for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a new furnace. Yeah. That's where American Home Shield's a great plan to have in place, that if something does come up, hey, we pay our $75, we're going to have a few $100s. If there's a system replacement, that few $100s is definitely better than paying a few $1,000s if you have a system replacement.
Yeah, I think like you said, that a lot of first-time home buyers, even when they're putting that down payment, they're not, I always kind of encourage my clients, think of having an emergency fund. Don't deplete that emergency fund just to get into a house. Yeah. I think that's part of that coaching. And like you said, having a plan of, what a worst case scenario. Yeah. WCS, worst case, what happens if?
Yeah. And everybody likes, I always joke, save your money for those sexy things, right? After you purchase a home. Yeah. You want the granite countertops. You want to remodel, put new flooring down. When's the last time you've seen somebody take a picture next to their new furnace or air conditioner and put it on Facebook, right? Those aren't the sexy things that you want to purchase. Those are the things that you're forced to purchase. And American Home Shield's here to protect you so you can still save your money and use it for those sexy items in life.
Yeah.
So we also do have new construction. So you touched on new construction. We offer a new construction home warranty as well. So with our new construction, usually the builder is going to offer a 1-year builder's warranty, right?
Yep.
So with new construction, we're going to step in at years 2, 3, 4, and 5 and offer coverage for your home for the next 4 years after that builder 1-year warranty expires. Yeah. So that's a nice program as well. The average cost for a new construction is $200 a year. So to have that coverage in place for $200 a year is huge on new construction. There's a lot of things, you think you got brand new systems, new things still fail, right? And a lot of times the hardest part of the service claim isn't necessarily the cost, especially if it's under warranty. It's getting that contractor back out to your home who's busy, right? Yep. And taking the time to come address those things. Where with the warranty, we have pre-screened, vetted contractors that we can get out right away.
Yeah. That's the one thing with American Home Shield is that I've used it, in writing contracts, is that working with a buyer, if that buyer purchases it with the, at the time that they're going to buy the house, they buy the home warranty, that they can almost enact that seller coverage for the seller that they're working with, that if something comes up either on a home inspection or if, the furnace goes out or lightning strikes and fries the air conditioner or something like that over the summer, that's something that could potentially be covered in that regards, and from a seller's perspective, if you have multiple offers sitting in front of you, that's another tool that we have in our toolbox that can help out that buyer, hopefully maybe get that house. And then it's also that the comfort of that whole first year of maybe not have to deplete that emergency fund, or it gives you a year to help replenish that emergency fund if you kind of dipped into it a little bit for that, the down payment or the initial investment on the house.
Correct. Like you said, home inspections. And again, like we talked, it's about having a plan. Okay. Yeah. So it's one thing to get your offer accepted, right? Now we got to get to closing. We got to navigate the inspection and everything else. having a home warranty in place during the listing period while you're having inspections done gives you the plan to help navigate if something comes up that's not expected. How are we going to overcome that? And yeah, it's a lot easier to pay a $75 service fee and have your air conditioner, furnace, hot water heater fixed versus negotiating who's going to pay that $900, $3,000 bill, right?
Yeah. Well, great. Yeah, I think that's pretty good chat. You know, we don't want to take up everyone's lunch hour, but I think, you know, with the home warranty, I think that those are very good. I think that's the biggest thing that you hit on is having a plan. You know, my thing is I always want to educate my clients as best as they can to make that decision for them. And it's kind of the same mindset of having that plan of knowing, you know, if something does happen, what's your contingency plan? You know, is it, oh my gosh, now what am I going to do? You know, and on here, you know, if you have any questions, I mean, if you want to give out your phone number, email, or any contact information, you can. But yeah, or they can reach out to us. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my phone number, everybody, give me a call. If you have questions, I'd be happy to talk to you. My phone number is 712-292-5896. And you can also reach me by email at kevin.gross@ahs.com.
Yeah. And Kevin's great because if there's questions that I have, I know I've texted him and, hey, does it cover this? Does it not cover this? You know, or how do we handle this situation? You know, he's great. He responds, text message, emails, all that kind of fun stuff. But if you have any questions or, you know, even if you currently own a home and you're thinking that, hey, I don't want to deplete my, you know, my emergency fund or, you know, that stuff, you know, we can get you flyers and stuff like that to figure out what, you know, they have obviously different plans. You have the Shield Essential, Shield Plus, and the Shield Complete that we can get you any, you know, information that you need through there. So, but once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. If you're watching this at a later time, feel free to reach out to us at Champions Real Estate Team here at Berkshire Hathaway, Home Service Ambassador Real Estate. I want to thank Kevin Gross with American Home Shield for joining us. Like he said, feel free to reach out to him if you have any specific questions on the home warranty. And then Russ Williams with Arbor Bank. So if you have any questions regarding the industry, I always tell my clients, even if you're, you know, I've had clients reach out to me this last couple of weeks that we're thinking about buying a home, but we don't know if we're ready yet. We'll talk to a lender. Russ also teaches the finance class for my father's results coaching school of real estate for those getting the real estate license. So he's very knowledgeable on all the different products that are out there, be it the FHA, VAs, you know, the different, you know, things that he can help you with. And if it's not buying a house 6 months, maybe it's a year, maybe it's 2 years, but like Kevin said, back to that, have a plan, you know, rather than, oh, I want to buy a house. And then all of a sudden, you know, in the next 6 months and you just now thought about it. Well, let's sit down and talk and put you in that position so we don't deplete, you know, an emergency fund just so you can get into a house. You know, it's a little different than renting a home because, you know, you can't just call your landlord and say, hey, come fix my furnace. You know, so it's things like that having those plans in place to help everybody out. So once again, I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time. Thank you again for joining us. Once again, Mark Wayne, Champions Real Estate Team. Feel free to check out our website, championsrealestateteam.com. Search all the active homes, do a what my home's worth tool on there, do market reports, seller reports, all that kind of fun stuff. We also have our buyer packet and our seller packet on there for you to download. Once again, thanks, Jeff from the Champions team for joining us, and Rich. As always, make it a great day and stay safe and healthy. Thank you, guys.
See you guys. Thanks.